Hey guys, so this tutorial we're going to be making a tom roll. I'm going to play you an example of one that we're going to make, and it's from an upcoming track that I have.
There is no way you could mistake for your man and you insane. See, I know that you may be just a bit jealous of me, but you're blind if you can't see that his love is holding me.
Okay, so basically that was the tom roll with a little preview of my track as well. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just have a look at that tom roll and actually see how to make one. They're really important, these tom rolls, for the new disco sort of genre. They help to add contrast when you need to introduce something. So that's either a different phrase in the music, or usually it's some sort of drop, main beat after a breakdown, something like that. But it's a great way to actually add contrast, which can help you mask transitioning between two different parts of a track. If you don't do that, then a track can sometimes sound disjointed. So basically, as you'll know from other tutorials, I'm not big on tools, I'm big on process and workflow. If you get the process and the workflow right, you can pretty much get away with using anything. The most important thing is to actually find a way to get the desired sound coming out of whatever your production endeavor is. So there's 6 steps to creating one of these toms. The first is selecting the right sample, and then we're going to do some panning, then we're going to do pitching. We're going to automate some pitch on it, and we're going to do some effects, so that's adding effects in, and then we're going to do some automation on it, and then we're just going to make sure it's balanced in the mix. So let's start with step 1, which is the sample selection. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new MIDI track here. And once I've got my MIDI track, I'm going to go into my deep scale folder, and I'm going to pull out one of my drum racks that I made, that I always use the same. I make my drum racks beforehand. I made all these a few years ago and just keep using them. I tend to value my time, so I don't want to have to keep redoing them every time I make a new track. So I spent a while sitting down actually going through the samples that I was likely to use. I recommend you do the same as well, because it's a great way to help you stay creative and stay on task when you're producing, rather than having to rummage around in sample libraries all the time. So the first thing I've done is I've created this track here, and so it's going to be our tom roll. I'm just going to mute the other one that I did. And basically, the thing to do here is, when you have a piece of music and you want to do a tom roll, so I'll just loop this section here. You can see there's like there's a gaping space there, but we can add something. Now, what I've done is I've actually notched out a bar. So what I've done is music is usually done in 8-bar loops, sort of music. So I've actually notched out a bar there. The alternative would have been to actually create a space, and then inside the space put the tom roll, and just create an empty space by inserting silence using your DAW, and just add a single bar in there. I think most DAWs have probably got this feature. So basically, what we have now is we have this space where we can actually put our tom roll in. And so the very first thing that we do is actually select the samples. So what I do is I just go to, so say we use some of these Vengeance. Okay, it's like a little sweet spot there that we can sort of use. So what I'm going to do is just find. So basically, I'm just finding a tom sample, and I'm literally just laying up a pattern. Yeah, so straight away we've got something that sort of sounds passable. So what I want is usually they go like a bit more sort of machine gun style at the end. So I'm just going to do an extra couple of times maybe. Okay, and as I've said before, it's important with these things. You know, a lot of the key really is to get the mix right. So I'm just going to bump up the volume. Okay. So that's basically the first step, selecting some samples, and just to add a bit of variation, I'm going to add another sample in there as well. Okay, so maybe I have to scatter a couple of them in. Okay, that's too much, so I'm going to just take a few out. Okay, so that's not sounding quite right, so I think what it is we only want a few of them. In fact, maybe move them up. Yeah, okay, so basically that's because we were starting low and then going high, but usually these tom rolls start high and then they go low. So we want to slowly, I think, bring in the lower ones. And I'm going so high, high, low, 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 and then high, low, low. And move down that high as well. Okay, still a bit busy. Okay, that's sounding a bit better. So now we've got two different samples on there, so that's given us a bit of variation. And now we want to find these samples. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to like pan this left, right? I'm just going to pan that one right. Pan this one left. I'm going to pan this one right. Yep. So now we've got we've got that stereo width there, and so once we've got that stereo width in, we can look at the next step, which is pitching. And so what we do with pitching is we're actually going to get an envelope in here, a pitch envelope, and we're just going to on the second part of this tom roll, I usually start to bring it down. And I actually just want, I want to go back and just maybe put in. Yeah, so now we've got that. So so we're at the pitching now. So we've basically pulled the pitch of the whole sample down. And so let's just like have a listen with the track. Yeah, so okay, so starting to sound there. Right now we've got basically sort of 70-80% of the way there with just selecting the right samples and basically getting the volume right and adding a bit of pitch. But if we took that pitch envelope off, it's probably going to sound pretty good anyway. So the main thing is getting everything in the right, getting it in the right place and getting the volume levels. And I've said in my other tutorials before, that's definitely been a big thing for me. That was a realization for me, is the volume levels and everything. Just getting all the volume levels is one of the most important things you can do to get things sounding really good initially. So once we so the next thing is that we actually want to add some effects in. And so good effect to add in is a little effect that I've made, and I will upload this on my SoundCloud and give it to you, along with some pre-rendered toms that you can have for reference purposes. So in my effects here, I've got this simple delayer plugin, and it's basically just it's a delay with assigned to a macro knob so that I can adjust the feedback and the dry wet at the same time. And so I'll just show you. I'm gonna play around with this this control here. Yeah, so it's just like I want to bring the decay time down to about 3. Yeah, so maybe 2. Yeah, that's the one. That's the ticket. Right. So yeah, so you can hear this effect in quite a few tracks actually. Sort of like a delay just on the tom, just to to give it a bit of oomph. So I'm just gonna play that along. I'm just actually gonna record that in manually. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna use a mouse, but I'm gonna record it in sort of like a digital analog way that I'm gonna do it. So I'm just gonna hit record there. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So now I just want to take that there so it doesn't cut out too soon. Yeah, so maybe that and so yeah, actually, so I've just put that over to delay time 3. No reason. I just didn't think it was sounding quite right, so I played around with the delay time. Yeah, that sounds good. Obviously, you can sit here and I'd probably spend like say half an hour on a tom roll, maybe 15 minutes, half an hour, just to get it sounding really good. This is just a tutorial, so we'll go through the workflow. I'm sure you'll be able to make it sound amazing yourself. So we have the FX, and I'm also going to add just I'm going to add a bit of reverb in here. Where's the reverb? There's the reverb. Again, I always just use the Ableton reverb. I know like loads of people want to sell you reverbs. These software developers who just try to make a living. God bless them. But they want to sell you their software, basically. But Ableton has a reverb built in, so you don't necessarily need to buy more reverbs. So I'm just going to sample that. I'm just going to loop this, solo it. So what I'm doing there is I'm actually just I'm turning on the low cut to actually just bring the reverb down. The default setting on Ableton is high, and reverb to me doesn't sound very good when it's high. So just bring the whole reverb down, the pitch of it. Yeah, and I'm just gonna bring that decay time down. Okay, and then so just play that. Yeah. So that's FX and the automation. We've done the automation already, and the final thing really is just where I'm saying check the mix. You might want to add some just maybe roll off the low end of this here, so like so. Let me just roll off the low end there. Magic number. The magic number is 500. You just roll things off at 500, everything sounds better. Apart from the toms, because they're obviously not. I'm talking absolute rubbish, obviously. What I'm actually referring to is like pads and stuff like that. Obviously not bass line and kicks and toms. That's not going to work. So let's just forget I said that and actually go from the start. Yeah, okay, so it's around about 100 Hz. I'm not very good with numbers, so I'll attribute it to that. So yeah, and so I'm just rolling off, and then maybe I decide want the volume up a bit, and so that's it. So just have one final listen and just see are you happy with that tom roll? Because really, when you're producing this music, if you want to be good and you want to be the best, and we all want to be the best, don't we? It's got to sound good, and you need discipline to make it sound good. And the discipline is to really, be critical of your own work, I think. That's something I'm still learning. So if you can do that, it's good. So let's just have a listen. go, and that's Tom Rolls. So thanks for watching. I'm going to upload a couple of resources for you onto my SoundCloud. Yeah, feel free to download them and then like my page on Facebook. You can just like it anyway. And speak to me on Facebook. That's always cool. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and you get something from it. I think the next one, somebody's asked me to do strings, or like what they call the violin, which is just like, you know, a housey sort of string, which I'm going to do because they're pretty easy to do, and it took me a while to work out how to do it, even though it's very easy. So thanks a lot for your time. Speak to you soon.